We back. Oh no, yeah. It's gonna be interesting probably. I don't know how well my service is gonna be today because we are getting a storm. So it's probably gonna suck. But as you can see, we have the almighty pumpkin mold up here, and I'll get into kind of how we screwed up on that here in a second. Trying to get this computer, my laptop, I'm a good ways away from the router. And like I said, it's storming today, so everything just wants to be a pain in the butt. Does the source look all right on the phone? If it does, we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. So I had service for a while, then it just decided when I go live, it decided not to work. But if we got it on here, it'll be fine. I believe. I just won't be able to see your all's comments too well. It's good at the moment. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Every time it gets a freaking, every time it gets a little bit of rainstorm, everything just kind of dies. And sometimes it does it too when it's nice out. But I am a good ways from the router, so I'm in a different location than usual. So bear with me. See if I can get something pulled up here. I'm gonna pipe some. Some internet up this way, hopefully. Okay, I can see your all's comments now. So I don't know how long that will last. Okay, let's hope. All right, so you all watched me sculpt the pumpkin the other day, and you watched me. No, I don't think you watched me pour this latex in here. So what I did is I poured this latex in here, and I dumped it out last night. And of course, you let it drain for 15, 20 minutes or whatever like that. So I did all that, and I got in a hurry to go home last night because it got kind of late, and I was tired, and I left it upside down. Normally, in my experience, I've done that before. If you leave it upside down too long, your latex start falling away from your mold. So far, I've felt in here, it doesn't feel like it has. I don't know if it dried properly. I had it on the fan for a couple hours a while ago because I had a couple wet spots up here. It still may be wet here, there, and yonder, but we're going to try it anyway. But first, a word from our sponsor today, Vaseline. So you know when you get those days that you just get butt hurt and it really hurts, well, this right here is going to take care of it for you. So I'll leave a I'll leave a link to this Vaseline butt hurt stuff in the description if you need any for your, it's a burning sensation when somebody screws you over. Vaseline. Anyway, that's our sponsor for today. All right, so let's. What we're going to do is we're going to foam fill this. So there's a trick to. I don't want this thing to be fully foam filled. So we want a little bit of hollow, and plus it'll save a little bit on the foam too, and we don't need it completely filled. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some foam at 3 in here first, and we're just going to put, like a cup full in first. Then what I'm going to do is what you do is you find something to the diameter of your hole or close to it. You don't want it exactly to the hole. But I found something that we can use to stick down in the hole, and that will leave a little bit of a void inside. But don't just stick this can in there or it might be a freaking mess to get out. So what we're going to do, we'll end up wrapping this in plastic to take it out. So yeah, Vaseline never failed me. Seems like every time you turn around, somebody wants to screw you for something. Anyway, let's get started. See what we got here. That's foam at 5. We don't want number foam at 5. We need some foam at 3. Hopefully I have enough to do that. Yep. Flex foam at 3. So I have you guys way up in the air because it's kind of high, and I'm going to be working back and forth. I don't know if you can see me, but I got a Dixie cup and I'm going to mix it. So the foam at 3 you use, it's a 2-part, it's a 3-part actually. You use 2 parts B and 1 part A in this. So I like using a couple cups. So another thing I like using is these tongue depressors, the big thick ones. I really like using these. I got some of these small ones, but it just, I don't know. This if you're using small cups, which I got some small cups like these little Dixie cups or something, maybe the small ones will work with these pretty good. We're doing a small batch, but we're going to use bigger is better sometimes. Put a lot of Vaseline on that stick. So you all is going to be right with me whenever I pour this foam and everything in here. If it's screwed up, it's screwed up. We'll just start over and do it again. That's what happens when you get 3 or 4 things on your mind and you forget. So we'll pour this thing up today. I got to get some paint for it and everything. Hey, Grimwood, what's up, brother? Yeah. Usually, I notice whenever you got it laying down and it's coming back on the stuff, it doesn't seem to pull away from the mold as much. Now, when you turn it upside down, that's kind of a bad idea to leave it upside down. I left my whole 5-gallon bucket open last night. Luckily, it didn't have a film on it this morning because I didn't even leave a fan on for it. So we might be okay. We're gonna find out. But once we get this done, and if it turns out okay, we'll end up painting it tomorrow. I'll go get some paint here at Wild, and if y'all want to watch me paint some orange pumpkin, we'll paint that bad boy. How well you can see. You can't see down in there, like up here. But I'll show you over here. That's our foam rising. So we're just going to put enough in there to rise up a little bit. It might rise more than necessary. It'll be okay. Either or, if we need to rip out some latex or some foam, we'll be okay. Yeah, I haven't. I use UltraCal, and so far I've been pretty lucky. Now I haven't had a couple of instances of where it did pull away from the mold. Been inside. That's because I probably screwed it up somewhere or another. But for the most part, I've been pretty lucky. And I've noticed the thicker you have this latex inside of a mold, the easier it comes out. Now you don't want it super thick, but the easier it does come out. And when it's really thin, oh man, what a mess that is. That's just, that's a mess. So you can see where I got some little nipples sticking up where it was upside down. I'm going to trim those off, and I'm going to show you why. I think I can do it. We're going to try it anyway. And let me find a pair of scissors. I'm really prepared today. So I'm going to trim a little bit of this off because we want it to lay kind of flat when we do this. So if you have noticed some people's props, they have a nice shiny bottom on them, and you're like, man, how did they do that? How did they get a nice shiny, surface on the bottom of their prop? It's a very simple trick. I don't know if I can pull it off on here because I got stuff everywhere on this thing. Cut a little bit of this off here, if I can. I'm sure there's better tricks than what I'm showing you. It's just kind of what I've learned. Ta-da! This is just kind of what I've learned over doing some of this stuff, but it's real easy. Let me show you. So whenever you pour up and you're going to do a flat bottom on these, and you want a nice flat bottom, and this will help you shove your foam in all the nooks and crannies. Get you a board, drill you a couple holes in it, and put some plastic over it. And the holes will help let the air escape from the mold and foam and stuff like that. It'll give you a nice bottom. We ain't gonna do that here, I don't think. Let me see what we got going on here. We're gonna try this. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but we're gonna try it. Just get your old trash bag and wrap your canister or pipe or whatever it is you're going to use for filling up that hole a little bit. And we're just going to stick it in there. Sort of like so. The only bad thing about doing something like this is trying to get that smooth bottom, because now we can't put our board on top, and that's fine. We're going to trim it off as we need to. Okay. So if I'm doing this wrong, Brentwood, correct me, because I'm no way near as experienced as some of you guys are. If I'm doing something wrong, just tell everybody, don't do it that way. This is the way you need to do it. So it's like it's 85 today, and it's raining, and it's freaking hot in this building. Got a little fan going on that kind of help out a little bit. So the reason I'm a little bit of a void in here, and this just saves me from having to waste so much foam in this, because I want to be able to put some kind of light or something inside of this, and that way we can stick it out, like a little tea light or something like that. Now we can completely foam fill it, then just hollow it out if we need to. I don't think, an extra cup of foam is going to be breaking my bank. I don't think it could now right now. So we'll let this foam up a little bit, see what we get. Now, this isn't the perfect scenario by far, but so the rain, it's everything's kind of subject to humidity. So it's basically, if it's hot and you don't have very much humid, you might be okay, but it does affect some curing things. So far, the only problem I've had about anything curing is that Monster Maker's foam. Now, I know it's like air sensitive, it's temperature sensitive, it's humidity sensitive. And the bad thing, everybody says, well, it's part of the humidity, it's part of this. But, if you pour up 10 cups within 10 to 15 minutes and it's different each time, it's just been different for me. And I was like, well, in 10 minutes, how much can the temperature drop or the, everything just, it was just weird. I don't know. I don't like it. It might be good for some things, but man, it just, I bought like 5 gallons of it. And so I've got a lot left, and it sucks. Yeah, I love Connecticut, man. Connecticut's one of my favorite states, Connecticut and Texas. I used to travel through Hartford and Waterbury and all that good stuff. And I think it's Waterbury. After you go through Waterbury, there's a little place down there on the right-hand side off of 84 called Nordelli's. Woo! Man, Nordelli's, man, some good grub. Good grub. Yeah, sandwiches, yeah. All right. So you're going to need a little bit more. That poor little guy's still hacking. He goes back to the doctor Friday, I believe. I think it's Friday. I think it might be lung cancer. I'm hoping not. We've done try to do everything we can. Get him fixed, and everything we've done isn't working. So if this does go up over everything, then just cut it off. The only thing you don't want is kind of a pain in the butt is if it gets on your mold, that stuff is hard to get off of a mold. You gonna make it, buddy? Oh boy, I got a little bit too much in there, believe me. Be okay. Yeah, it'll be all right. So now we just wait and let her set up. Then we'll pull that can out. Hey, Scott. What's up, brother? Yeah, I'm embarrassed to show you guys my shop. It's a freaking pigsty. I mean, my stuff from my haunts over there, some of it is just leaning up against the wall. I got to figure out what to do with it. My table, I got 70-foot by 4-foot work table, and every stinking square foot of it's just piled up with stuff. So, well, what I'll be doing is I'm getting ready to start a new channel, and I'm still working out the logistics and stuff on that. And basically, that channel is going to steer away from the haunt and basically show you me working on the building, working on equipment, or fixing a welder, or it's going to be different stuff like that, because I do so much different stuff, and I don't want to nobody wants to watch me paint the ceiling on a Halloween channel, even though it's part of what I'm doing, but nobody wants to see that. So I try to stick to the basics of the Halloween making stuff. Then the rest of it will go into my other channel. And if you want to watch that, then you'd be more than welcome to watch that if you want to. Some of it's kind of, it's like, even though I'm into Halloween stuff, I'll watch a lot of videos on YouTube of dirt digging, like Let's Dig 18 and I Dig It 4 and Dirt Perfect and those guys like that. I watch a lot of like pond builds and just whatever. That's the kind of thing I do to clear my mind. Yeah, she's setting up pretty good. So that kind of stuff, if you all like that, then y'all is more welcome to go over and watch that stuff. Once I get it up and going, I'll shout that out when I get it going. Did you kind of see it something up there? It's still a little tacky, but it's good and hard. It's getting there. So we'll give it a couple more minutes to set. That way we're not ripping it all to pieces and parts and stuff. And then we'll take and pull that can out of there, and we'll hopefully demold this bad boy and see what we got. So it'll be real time. If it's screwed up, man, it is just screwed up, and we'll start over and we'll do another one. But the trio, Tara, me, Dave, and Keith, if we screw up something, we want to make sure you guys know that we screwed it up. That's just part of learning everything. And don't forget the sponsorship. That's a joke, by the way. They're not really sponsoring this video. So one thing I do, just being real, exactly. So one thing I do like about this Foam 3, you can be off. It don't have to be exact, with scales and all that stuff. And it still works out perfect. So I don't think, as long as I've been using that, I don't think I've ever had an issue with Foam 3. Yeah, I've never had an issue. This stuff, on the other hand, I wouldn't even know where to recommend it at. I mean, it expands great. It's got a good expansion rate, 32 times, but it's real thin and flimsy. So I wouldn't even know where to recommend this at. If you guys have ever used this Greenwood Hollow, you might have used it before. If you did, how did it work for you, and where did it work good for you? Because I guess I got like 2.5 gallons to figure out what to do with. Because I don't want like a real stiff foam, but I don't want it real thin either. So I would use this foam at 3 or foam at 4, and go with that. And it is a little bit expensive. It's going to cost you $1 or $2. I can't remember how much it is, but you can look it up on it's Reynolds. I think it's it's a smooth on product. You can probably find it anywhere. But if you buy a gallon of this, it will come in 3 gallons. So you'll get a gallon of this, and you get 2 gallons of Part B. So you'll have a Part A and 2 of these. So you're mixing 1 and 2. Now, if you're mixing rigid foam, the foam at 5, which is a little bit more expensive than you can find it cheaper than I get it at some like Reynolds or someplace like that. This foam at 5 is a rigid foam. I think it's a 5-pound density, and I usually buy like a 6-pound, but this is about the same thing. I have no issues out of it either. It's all if you're off just a little bit, sometimes I don't even really measure it. I don't try to put it on a scale. It just works. It is user friendly. The other stuff, not so user friendly. All right, let's see what we get. Let's pull this can out here. Or let's attempt to pull a can out. There we go. Now we got a hole. Let's see if I can show you this hole. If not, if you can't see it real good, then let's see, you got a hole in there. Now we'll take something and cut this off, make it flat. Keep y'all in charge so I don't lose you all. Well, let's go get my machete. You okay, buddy? Let me call 911. So I got my machete. So this is my means of transportation in here, because I'm all wore out. I'm not sure if it's going to be sharp enough. We're going to try it. Oh yeah. Yeah, it don't cut nothing. All right. We try. Let's demold this bad boy, then we'll figure out how to cut this out. I don't know if I can demold it, maybe up on the table. But look, the machete didn't even cut. Oh, there it is a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it didn't do nothing. I gotta sharpen that thing. Hey, Rosanna. Haven't used it. What pound this is that Monster Maker's foam? It doesn't really give you a density number that I have seen. It just says it expands 32 or 35 times more than, like, I think this is a 15 times, and I'm thinking, man, I can make it expand 32 times for less money or about the same money. Nope, not good. But oh, that's rigid. We can't use that. Yeah, there's nothing on it. There's nothing on it to tell me any kind of poundage. I'm kind of wondering myself. All right, let's moment of truth. Let's see if we can get this thing out of here. Now this is going to be the first pool, so the latex is probably going to be a little dirty, but it'll be fine. It's if we can get it out of the mold. So I try to go around my whole mold and just try to break it loose. It'd be a lot easier if I had it on the floor. I might have to end up putting it on the floor, but I'm trying to show you guys what I'm gonna see. All right, let me put it on the floor. Here we go. There she is. I can't see it because the camera's too high. Ready? There she is. So it looks pretty good actually. So all these details and stuff in there. Once we get all that painted, and we're either going to, yeah, we're going to do that. We'll probably ink wash this once we get it painted orange. So all the details will get filled in. It actually feels pretty good. And what I want to do is I want to cut the eyeballs out and the mouth out. Or, yeah, I want to cut those out. And that way we can stick a light inside, set it up, and do that. So it's pretty stiff. Not bad. Let me see if I can't trim this off of here. So what I might do on the next one, if I do the next one, is go ahead and just foam fill the whole thing. Then that way I can put my border on top and have me a nice little bottom, and I can just hollow out a middle section instead of having to deal with the overflow on the sides and all that stuff. I think that's going to be the best route to do. Yeah. This isn't going to work for me this way. It looks pretty crappy. So if you watched the other stream and I showed you the difference in the foam texture, see how smooth that is? Then when you cut it, you see it's more open. That's kind of what I don't want to do. So our next one, we'll just foam fill the whole thing, and then we'll just hollow out what we need. I think that's going to be the best thing to do, because I've only left, a little, maybe a ½ inch all the way around the pumpkin. So, and plus if you put your board on it and your foam starts expanding, it'll also make sure your foam gets in all the nooks and crannies. So that'll help you in that way. So yeah, this knife is really, really sharp as well. That's a crappy razor blade. All right. If you guys know an easier way to cut foam like this, besides a hot wire, let me know. Right now we're using a utility knife. Whew, yeah. Yeah, but I think that's going to be the best route to do. The next one that we do is just go ahead and fill the whole thing up. Then we can hollow out what we need to, and I can get some kind of knife that's a little bit sharper. I got new blades down there somewhere. We're not going to get too technical on this. We're just going to trim it up a little bit just to kind of get this set a little better. I would probably suggest in anything like this, to be honest with you, is I want to try a foam it for. I think it might be a better foam for this kind of thing. Yep. So there we go. It's a little better. Not perfect, but a little better. So what y'all think? Look okay? We'll come back in tomorrow and we'll paint this thing if y'all want to see me paint it. If I can find a good orange or a green or whatever, you want me to paint it a different color than orange, let me know. I'll go get the paint. And I think orange would look really good. It's kind of my favorite color anyway. We'll do orange. And then that way our detail will show up and look good on that. So you see all of our flashing from the latex. We'll cut all that off too. With these beautiful sharp scissors I have here. So if you guys got any extra latex, throw it in a bucket somewhere and save it, because you can use it somewhere else. You might not always use everything, but you can use pieces and parts off of it somewhere. And the foam, don't throw it away, save that too. As you can tell, I'm a hoarder. I'll take these scissors and trim this foam off a little thinner. And I'll show you why I built the bottom the way I did. If you haven't watched my other videos, I'll show you why I built it with a base on it. All right. So that looks a little better, I think. Let me show you why I did that. Let me see if I can find the bullet here. This is just an example. So, put a piece of latex bucket up here. All right. So there you go. Got a bucket. And if you don't have a lid, there's your lid to your bucket, and that'll fit right on there. So, and put your. You can either glue this to a bucket lid and put your key light in there because you'll be able to get into it through the mouth or whatever, and use it as for candy or something like that in the bucket. You want to leave it just set out. You can do put candy in it or whatever. Or you can dress the bucket up however you want to. It's just an idea. You don't have to. Just an idea. Yeah, there we go. You okay, bud? All right, let me see what y'all are saying here, because my computer died. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Thanks, Greenwood. Appreciate it. Hey, John. Hey, you're never late, man. Oh, he's a handsome fellow. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been working out. If it's all warped, that's what I'll do. Just make it all nasty pumpkin. Yeah, Adrian's for sure. Yeah. Hey, know your Joe. What's up, brother? Yeah, I think it turned out okay. No, we can leave the eyes in this if you want to leave the eyes in, we can, or we can just take them out, whichever. But it just got looks like a basketball inside the mouth with all the ridges and the size. I don't know. Might look a little funny. At least there's no wording in it. But kind of where we're at. So we did screw up, but we didn't screw up that bad. So hopefully, once we get this painted and let me check, make sure I got some inks first. So I'll have to pick up some inks. We have inks. So I'm not too much on the black inks. I'd rather use the brown inks. That black ink is, it's really strong. So we got some inks. We got a couple browns in here, so we're good on that. I can use FW inks. I think that's what Distortions uses. Liquid latex inks. Never used that, so we'll try it if we need to. And you need some alcohol. Alrighty. So I got some 99.9 alcohol. So we got that. Got some inks. So now I guess it's a trip to Home Depot. Find us a good orange, a pretty orange, and we'll come back. I got some mixing bottles. We'll do 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 of distilled water. Yeah, distilled water, latex, and I don't know. I can't remember the third one. Latex, water. What am I missing? What do I got? Am I having a Vaseline moment? I can't think of the third one. I know what it is. I just can't think of it. What's the third ingredient in latex? 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, right? The 999 plan. I'm not sure. That'll make a nice color. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea. Maybe we'll just paint them or something. I don't know. See what it looks like. I don't know. All right, guys. We appreciate you stopping in and going through my pumpkin painting because I wasn't sure to what to expect on this. I did wash it out, but you can still see your first pour is always kind of dirty because you still have the residue of the clay and stuff in it. I don't think it turned out too bad. Now I'm not a sculptor, but this is something you guys can do easy. Just make you a pumpkin. And as you can see, everything I did was kind of rough and crappy and stuff like that, but we got us a pretty pumpkin. And believe it or not, we can probably use this as a freaking mask. So if we don't want to do, oh look, we got a pumpkin hat. Look at that. Look, I'm versatile, man. Versatile, that's what I'm talking about. So I got a pumpkin hat after you foam fill it with the paint bucket in it. And if this doesn't work, I always cut it up the back and cut the eyes out and just make it a pumpkin mask. And then these can be like little shoulder things or something. I don't know. What y'all think? Think we can do that? But there we go, guys. I'm going to let you guys go. That way I'm not holding up your beautiful Monday, even if it's raining. And we'll come back tomorrow and probably around about the same time or so. And we'll just paint this bad boy. Oh, you know what? I don't have a freaking air compressor here. Son of a gun. See, it's always something. I haven't got an air compressor here yet. Oh, well, yeah, I do. Hold on, I'll show you my little air compressor. This is what I was going to paint it with, a bigger spray gun. I got a middle-sized one from Harbor Freight. Then I have, I guess you call it the Cricket. I don't know what you call it, but it's a wee little air compressor for airbrushes. Very, very freaking quiet and very, very nice. So we have an air compressor. So we'll come back here tomorrow. I'll gather up all my pieces and parts And we'll just, use a little airbrush and paint it. Might take a little longer, but we'll see what it does. Anyway, thanks guys for tuning in. We appreciate you and we love you, and we'll see you on the next one. Keep it creepy.